Can never be a man. Men suffer in silence a lot. Yes, us as women, especially a black woman, we go through a lot automatically. Everybody knows that there's a lot of struggles that we face. But imagine being a man and you are told that crying is seen as weak, take care of everything, and fuck your feelings, fuck how you feel, get up, provide this, do that. And then the minute you try to speak up or express yourself, you are called sassy, weak, doing too much. Just a man expressing himself in general is like seen in a negative light. I don't know about y'all, but I'm a crybaby. And I can only imagine me trying to cry and express my feelings and someone telling me, shut the fuck up. How you feel does not matter. You still need to get up. You still need to go provide this. You still need to go and do that. If I had to choose between being a man or a woman, knowing what I know about what the two face, I would choose being a woman every single time. I hope you guys are okay because I couldn't be in your shoes. Who takes care of the man? Who looks after the man? I don't care what y'all say, and I'll die on the hill by myself. I'm taking care of my man. I don't want him to feel like when he's with me, he's up against the world. I want my man to look at me and see relief. I want him to look at me like, oh my goodness, like, yes, I don't got to worry about doing all that extra crazy stuff while still being the head, while still being a man, while still being a provider. But he knows he has a helpmate. He knows that some of that weight is alleviated and lifted off of his shoulders because you know what I'm saying? Like, you carry that other half. But I can't be no man. I can't be no man. I don't care what y'all say. I don't want to be equal to a man. For all of you saying you want to be equal to a man, you're on your own.
Yeah, I don't even think that it's so much about the fact that we suffer. I think we conditioned to suffer. We built to suffer. My good friend, late great Kevin Samuels, would often say that pressure isn't made for hips, is made for shoulders, or something like that. But the fact of the matter is, I think that most men just want appreciation, and that appreciation is an action word. It's almost like love. Women think that love is a feeling. Men see love as an action word. That's why when we express our love for you, it's your ability to be able to cut on the lights, and that's how we show our love through the mortgage, through all of that stuff, right? But women often at times think that men are supposed to think like them, and that's why a lot of times they raise their sons to be weak, to be feminine. But we're okay with suffering. We just want peace. And if you ask most men, this is one of the reasons why we date down. They prefer peace above all. They just want to be appreciated and they just want peace. We're willing to go through it. We're willing to suffer. We're willing to die for the people that we love. And we're willing to protect and provide and go and kill ourselves a little bit every day in order to add value into society and build up society so that everybody can benefit from us. All we want is peace. And we can't even get that. As a matter of fact, we're so much under duress that we don't even realize it. If you look at it historically about all of the suffering and the pain and all of the stuff and the wars that we didn't fought and the things that we didn't died for, and I mean, you can go all the way through slavery, the Roman Empire, the fall of the Roman Empire. You can go through, medieval times and barbarians and the hunter-gatherer phase and all of this stuff, right? We have suffered. I mean, you can look at any book biblically. You can look at the different wars. You can look at Ukraine today. I seen that video on X of I think it was a Korean that was fighting a Ukrainian. I'm not sure. I don't even remember exactly what it was, but it was one of the most brutal things that I've ever seen in my entire life. One of my favorite movies is to watch Saving Private Ryan. And Saving Private Ryan is one of my favorite movies because it accurately, according to veterans, depict what happened during that time. And it all was just suffering and famine. And we even obsess over post apocalyptic movies because we kind of put ourselves in the frame of what would we do or what would we live for. And I think that what women don't understand is that we were built for this. Um, and I think that they're starting to understand it a little bit because men have started to pull back. They've started to revolt. They've started to focus more on themselves instead of focusing on everybody else, which, to our surprise, actually adds more value into ourselves, even though we were conditioned to be providers or protectors, is because it's an exchange strengths for weaknesses, right? Women were supposed to be to help meet and provide peace. They weren't supposed to be partners. They wasn't supposed to be people that were on our level. They wasn't supposed to be the ones that even think that they were on our level, because to try to be on our level is to suffer. Even if you read it biblically, right? I'm gonna just try to give y'all a little bit of game. I'm, to be a leader is to suffer, is to serve. We have a servant's mentality, and we spend the majority of our time focused 100% on helping other people. And the minute that you start to focus more on that and stop focusing so much on the fact that you want to be like us, what they really telling us is that they want the benefits without the suffering, and you can't have it. You can't have that. That's why they advocate for equal when it comes to pay, equal results, and all of that stuff. But they advocate against updating family court laws. Think about that. They advocate against updating family court laws because they still want the benefits of being a woman, right? You see a lot of these women talk, and they they living in their masculinity, but they really suffering because you can't have the yin without the yang. You can't have the greatness without going through it. And so many of them was propped up from diversity, equity, and inclusion, was given the benefits of what men work for, and they thought that they earned it for themselves. When in reality, all they did was continue to fight for their own demise. And so now, I looked at the recent jobs report, and you could really tell that women are the ones suffering. You look at the repos, you look at the evictions, you look at the foreclosures. It's women that's suffering. You look at the people that's complaining the most about student loans because they thought that they could outsmart us and they thought that they could outwit us, and they spent so much of their time talking about how much men aren't going to college when at the same time they wasn't checking into their nail net. They wasn't checking in with the Department of Education to figure out how much they owed in student loans and how much they was never going to be able to repay. Meanwhile, they trying to get a guy to get with them to be able to pay off that student loan, because the minute that you marry him, you then inherit it, right? And so I see a lot of women suffering as a result of being single mothers. But what does that mean? That means that, you know, they ran out the house and they said that I can do better by myself, but they didn't even realize that they was, ruining their own lives. And, again, I just think that it is hard. Life is hard every day. Real talk. Even for those that have resources, even for those that have money, life is hard every single day. When you get this video, this pre recorded video, you'll get it probably at like, I don't know, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that, right? And I'm recording it at 12:41 a.m. And the reason that is because I've had to balance. I had to, and I'm not complaining about it. I live a really good life. I love what I do, but I've had to balance, and I had to make sure that, you know, I play daddy, I play husband. You got to create time for people that, quality time, all of that. You got to be there. You got to take care of business. You got to be an emotional support. You got to be all of that. And then at the same time, you still got to take care of your business, and you still got to do work. For most of us, we don't just work 40 hours. We don't work 50 hours. Some of us don't work 60. Some of us don't work 70. We do what we got to do in order to give our daughters, to give our sons, to give our family, take care of business. And it doesn't matter what we go through, you know. We're not going to get the best gift on Father's Day or Christmas or whatever. And, you know, everybody and the women is going to say that they wanted to, or that they helped build you, or they put in and you let them think that. I know this is just real. I'm going to just keep it 100. You let them think that, but in reality, it's all on us. It's all on us. If everything fails, think about it like this. Let's say, for example, you and your girl, you and your wife, y'all go through a hard time, right? And you wind up losing your place. Nobody is going to come to her and say, hey, how did you lose your place? It's going to fall on him. No matter what, when you get done going through it, you got to get your ass up and you got to grind. And women have lost a supreme amount of appreciation for that. Always linking back to the content creators. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Content creators in the description. All of my social media platforms, they popping. We post every single day. And it's lit. So make sure y'all tap into all of those. I love you. I appreciate you. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments.